Hello guys, how's everybody doing today? Good. Good to see you guys here. So, I just realized this on this app here. You could have subscribers, and I'll get a chance to look through and I see that I have a couple subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing. That's very, very nice of you guys to do that. Appreciate it. So, this live is helping you. Go ahead and subscribe. That way you can get more information about how the mind, consciousness, universe, all of this stuff work. Definitely help you in changing your life. Good day, everybody. Good day. So if you're here, go subscribe. Subscribe on this so you can get more information, stuff to help you change your life. So I know this live just coming in, everybody's here. Yes, Mark's here. Hey. Go subscribe. Guys, below you can see the comments. You can put some questions down there and I can answer your questions. But while I'm going to answer your questions, I'm just going to get into this lecture. And today's lecture on mind, universe, consciousness, and self-development, self-improvement, motivate, whatever you want to call it, is as follows. I've learned so much on my journey. And I got to tell you something, man. The more you know, it's not so good. Because the more you know, the more you realize you don't know anything. Because as you learn more, your mind expands to do more. I'm pleased to have you here, guys. Subscribe to this live here so that you can be a loyal subscriber. And my subscribers, I'll take your questions first. All right. Okay, so here's what I've discovered and I learned about this. All I am and all I ever will be, can be, whatever it is an awareness of what's happening. I've learned that I am just a watcher of a game. Thank you for the badge, #1 gift badge. Yeah, I didn't know you guys give gifts too. I just realized that there's a spot on here where you can go to and see your gifts. And so these little things I keep getting above here, those are gifts. That's so awesome and cool. So thank you for giving that. Oh, great. We got someone that purchased 1 month subscription. See, I love that. When you give, the universe gives you back. And you subscribe, you're always going to be blessed by the multiverse and the universe. So let me help you to change your life right now and show you some stuff that'll make your life a whole lot better and you can manifest a whole lot faster. Okay, so we got questions. I would like you to speak on the role of action within the law of attraction if you can. Yes. So guys, here's what I want you to listen. Did you know that action is always the last step in the law of attraction? Whenever you, point blank, whenever you're going to create anything in your life, guys, you look at action as the last step. They taught you wrong. Action is not the first step. A matter of fact, I'm going to get deep on you. Majority of the action that we take is action from messing up what we've already miscreated. So it's like when we spill milk and we're trying to wipe it up and then we keep spilling more milk to wipe it up. So instead of spilling the milk, why don't you wait till the last second so when you spill the milk, you don't need to wipe it up. That's called an inspired action. There is action you take. Okay, what is an action? Let's talk about action because people get confused with action. Did you know sitting down, visualizing, that's an action? Did you know using affirmation, that's an action? Did you know focusing on whatever you want, that's an action? So if we're talking action, we got to talk inspired and regular action. The action that you want to take in the law of attraction, law of creation, whatever, is the inspired action. Inspired action will always come from your authentic higher self. That's what you have. So let me go back to what I was talking about here while you guys put in some questions in here that I've learned on this journey here. The thing got me thinking now is like, man, I really don't have the control that my mind made me think I have. In other words, I'm just here for the party. I'm just walking through the party. I don't own the party. I don't even live on the earth. I don't even live in my house. I don't even own my car. Everything I'm doing, I rent it, man. When someone would say, what is this guy talking about? Listen to this. Everything that I've learned is I'm a passer through. I'm passing through. I'm visiting the earth. I'm visiting the earth. And here's the profound implication that brought it to me. The profound indication that brought this to me, guys, is I discovered that I am aware of stuff. I am not stuff. Therefore, if I'm aware of stuff, I can't be the stuff. I can't own the car. They make you think you own the car. I'm just renting it through. It's passing through because all of it's going to go, but I'm not going to go. The consciousness of who I am will be eternal. I'm staying here. You're staying here. What happens is, then I learned this. I was like, the more I try to control, the more I resist. The more I try to own stuff, claim stuff, you can't do it. You don't own your life. You don't own your home. You don't own your spouse, your girlfriend. You don't own any of them. It's just your turn. Whatever you got, if you got your wife or your girl, your husband, your boyfriend, you can't own them. It's just your turn. And then someone else gets the next turn if it doesn't work out. Or you stay with them for a while, whatever it is. Everything is just your turn, my friends. I'm teaching you something very powerful here. I'm going to show you something deep about this. If you can get this mindset that I'm showing you right now, you will have more than you ever desire. You'll have more wealth, more success, more health, more everything. Because the key to all of this stuff to make it work is non-attachment. Attachment is created in the intellect mind. And listen, it's not your fault. I'm going to tell you why it's not your fault. Because from when you were an infant and you were growing up, you were conditioned and taught to claim and hold stuff. That's my house. That's my car. I said before, you can't even own a house, people. You can't own a house. Mark, you're crazy. Okay, buy a house cash. Have the title in your hand. Do you own that house? Yes, the bank says I own it. No, you don't. You're going to get property tax. If you don't pay the property tax, they're going to take your house. You don't own it. The land, you don't own it. There's nothing you own. The only thing you own is your awareness of eternity. And that's all you need. Once you understand that I'm just passing through, I'm renting this stuff, you'll have no expectation, you'll have no stress, you'll have no pressure to do this, to do that. Everything will just start working out in your favor, man. Because now you're telling the universe and your subconscious mind that all of this is just play fun. There's nothing serious. There's nothing impertinent. There's nothing important. All of this is just a play within a play, and I'm just cruising through, and whatever comes my way, if I like it, I invite it. If I don't like it, I can change it, I change it. If I can't change it, I flow with it. Because the next thing I learned is, get this next thing I learned, guys. Everything is temporary. It's never going to listen, you're never always going to be in a good time. You're never always going to be in a bad time. You're going to have plenty of good time. You're going to have plenty of bad time. They won't last. Your pain and suffering, temporary. Your happiness and success, temporary. In the sense like this. In the sense like this. That whenever you're going through suffering or pain or whatever, just remember, it's temporary. It will change. Next thing I learned, everything changes. Nothing stays the same. What is the point of life, Mark? What are we here for? Here's the point of life. Listen to this one. That's what I learned. First thing you understand about life is subjective. It means that don't let anybody try to tell you what life is. Don't let your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, the government, your school tell you this is the life. Hey, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have 2 kids, you're gonna live the American dream, you're gonna get a house, you're gonna get a mortgage, you're gonna work 50 years, 10 years, and then die. That's not life. Let me tell you what life is. Let's go to quantum mechanics so I can show you something, so I'll help you change your life right now. Life is subjective. Someone asked, what's the point of life? The point of life is this. You make life what you believe life should be for you. That's the whole point of life. If you believe life is supposed to be fun, easy, effortless, life is going to be fun, easy, effortless. If you believe life is going to be treacherous, hard, tough, it's going to be treacherous, hard, tough. If you listen to people about what life is, you're going to adopt their life. If you watch people about their life, you're going to adopt their life, because your subconscious is an illogical mind, and it's looking, and it's going to create a subjective world for you. So someone asked, what's the point of life? The point of life is this. Live life the way you think it deserves to live for you. Live life with a purpose you want. A purpose could be no purpose. A purpose could be a purpose. Whatever you say, your life will become. If you say, I'm here to change one person's life, then that's the universe will revolve around you changing one person's life. I'm here to change 100,000 people's life. The universe is going to change your life. I'm here to manifest success. I'm here to win the lottery. I'm here to be this. Your life will turn out that way, people. That's the next powerful thing I learned about this stuff, man. The next thing, guys, remember, subscribe here. I just seen you can subscribe so you can get this life-changing knowledge. It's downloaded from the universe. Next thing is this. I go back to the owning part about this stuff. Next thing that really opened my mind is every single thing that ever happened to me was never happening to me. It was happening for me. Even the things that I deemed as negative, I can't even make sense of them. Like, why the hell is this happening? Guess what? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, even 7 years, up to 7 years. A thing that happened to me 7 years ago, after 7 years, I finally realized why it happened. My point is, people, everything that's going to happen in your life is happening for you. You can't see how it's going to change your life right now. Maybe if you're lucky, you will get to see it like I did 7 years in the future, what we call future. Maybe you'll never know it. Maybe it will happen and you'll never perceive it. But I'm here to tell you that everything that has ever happened to you is happening for you. And get this big picture. It's all happening for your betterment or your success. It's called causality. Cause effect. So when I learned that, you know what I started doing? Here's what I did. I roll with it, man. I'm rolling with the punches. I'm no longer trying to control the stuff. Listen, I'll attempt. I'll throw an attempt out there now, don't get me wrong. I'll attempt it. I'll test the universe, so to speak. I'll say, all right, let me throw an attempt out here. Let's see what happens. The attempt goes through, fine. If the attempt don't go through, I roll with it. Because the universe is rigged in my favor, man. And the universe is rigged in your favor. So, I was like, damn, so this is how this stuff work. Okay, I'm going to think of it. Let me see if I can think of something that's going to trip you out, man. About how what I'm talking about. that everything is rigged in your favor. It may come to me, but there's some stuff that I always know, like, wow, this is crazy. This happened 4 years ago, and now I realize, damn, I'm glad it happened, because look what happened today. Wow, everything is just always working in my favor. Whatever it was. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. This is great right here. This is great. All right, to show you. Remember, I was giving you the lesson, when you play in the lottery or manifest anything, there's no such thing as a mistake. When someone, even chronic illness, and I'll give an example. Even when someone, I had issues of chronic illness as well. I'm going to tell you what it is, show you how it will happen. Even someone that gives you the wrong lottery ticket. How many times I go in the store to buy a scratch-off ticket, and I ask for number. I say, let me get one other, and the lady gives me another ticket. And before I used to say, no, not that one. But I learned my lesson. I say, okay. And every time they gave me the wrong ticket, it's a big winner. It's a winner. So I'm like, damn, there's something else controlling me. There's something else behind it. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by how everything is happening for you. Even people, there's a higher power working out here, people. It's called your authentic self. You and I are just here for the ride. Enjoy the ride. Roll with it. All right. So in the morning when I used to go, I used to get my breakfast. So I used to get bagel, egg, and, and I used to get some like tomato on it and stuff like that. And then someone asked about chronic illness. So chronic illness was, so I don't know if it's chronic illness, but I always used to suffer with like gut issues. Like, I didn't learn about probiotics or anything like that, or gut stuff, right? So I always had like gut issues. Like, you'd always have like acid reflux and stuff like that, all that stuff, man. I was like, man, I just thought it was normal for me, and I realized, man, this is not normal, bro. So one day I'm there, and I started like some probiotic stuff like that, and kind of felt a little better, but it's still there. So one day I go to the bagel shop, and I got my usual bagel, and I said, yeah, let me get bagel on that. So the lady, instead of giving me tomato, she put a bunch of red onions on it, man. And I was like, I asked for tomato, why are you giving me red onions? There's a voice in my head just says, bro, go with it. Anyway, I took it, I ate it with the red onions. After I ate with the red onions, I never felt so much better, man. My gut stuff started to just feel better. And I was like, what the hell's going on here? Then I started to research into red onions. And I found out red onions is a very powerful prebiotic. It actually feeds the bacteria in your gut to make them better. Not only that, it has like 13 different anti-cancers, anti-inflammatory. Man, red onions was the best thing. And I was like, damn. Red onions, purple onions, yeah, red whatever. I was like, wow. So the reason why my gut started getting better, because I was feeding my gut the prebiotic for the good bacteria to get better. How was a mistake for me to eat red onion? You see, if I wasn't rolling with it, that's what I'm showing you. Whatever happened, man, I just accept it, man. I'm not going to question it anymore, because I know there's something that knows more than me. Imagine I go in and I say, nah, give me my tomatoes. And this is what I found out. When you eat too much tomato, it creates too much acid. It's a very acidic thing. It's good in portion. But when you eat too much of the tomato, it's not good, man. It's going to create too much acidity. Then I started to learn other stuff. I was like, whoa, we all have certain bacteria as a community system. One of the bacteria that we all have, and I'm going to tell you something about alkaline. People talk about alkaline. I was like, oh man, you got to be alkaline. No, you need to have some acidity. Let me tell you why. Because there's a bacteria. What's this bacteria called, man? Candida. Candida bacteria. This bacteria lives on us. It's in our skin, on our bodies, on all parts of our bodies. Candida. What happens is, when you have, it's a fungus bacteria. When you have overgrowth of it, you're too alkaline. You're supposed to be balanced. If you're too alkaline, you need to have acidity. More the balanced acidity you have, the less that bacteria grows. The less. So if you're suffering from like tiredness, itchiness, brain fog, all that stuff, check that out. And see what happens? So the next thing I learned, guys, life is a balance game, man. We are all made from these bacteria. They're a community. They live in us. If you're out of balance, you're going to be off. I was like, damn. I was like, that day that lady gave me the red onion was the best thing that ever happened in my life. Every day now I eat red onion. Never felt better. So that's something trippy I just want to share with you, I think. There's another one that has more. Let me think if it might come to me as I go along here. The next thing. Ah, man. The game of time. That was the most profound one I have ever created. Great morning. There is no time. Nothing ever happened in the past, and nothing will ever happen in the future. I still get goosebumps when I say that, and my mind still glitches and doesn't believe it, but I know what's going to happen. Grilled cheese and onion, red onions, man. Red onions, the best thing you can do for your gut to feed those prebiotics. When I realize that when I project something in the past, I was taking myself out from the moment of creation. Once I start to discover that I can only experience and be aware of one time at a time, and the only time I can ever be aware is in this moment. I am not aware of the past or the future. I am in anticipation of the future, and I am in remembrance of a past. But when I'm doing all of them, they all have one connection. They're tied to this moment of now. If you want to be wealthy, you're meant to be wealthy. If you want to be successful, they're meant because you give meaning to your life. And when I discovered that, I was like, all right. So being in the present is this thing. So let me stop trying to think about tomorrow, next week, and just see what's going on right now. And it shrunk my reality, and it condensed it, and it became more easier to live life. See how that works? You're meant to be, whatever you want to be, you can meant to be, because we live in a subjective world. It's not an objective world anymore. But that really, really opened up my eyes, man. I was like, okay, so this is how all this stuff works, you know? The life works like this. You let it go. You let it flow. What you can't control, you control. What you can't, you let go. You become at peace. You roll with the punches. And everything is temporary. It's not going to last forever. You're always going to be here. You're moving through. You don't own anything. Take the pressure off of it. Just see yourself as a traveler, going through, experiencing stuff. No holes, no regret, no trying to contain anything, hold anything on. You're free. You're flowing like the universe. You're in and out of everything. And if you're in and out, think about it. If you're in and out of everything, you have to be experiencing the things you're in and out of. It comes to you a lot faster. It comes to you a lot easier. That there's no mistakes. When people do stuff to you, they're going to either teach you, show you, or help you. Follow the patterns. Watch the patterns. The universe will give you the patterns. Pick the patterns up. Be aware of the downloads. You're going to get the downloads coming in your head. Ask your questions. Talk to your authentic self. You're the awareness of all of this stuff. You're in the control. You're a character. You're an actor and actress. You're playing a role, a character. Character dies. Actor, actress doesn't die. It's a role. You move on. You go home. Where's home? The eternal consciousness. It come back again, and it's a replay and a replay and a replay, and you master it. My thoughts, they aren't even real. They're not even me. A negative thought, I don't want it. I don't have it come in. I hear it. It feels real, but I know it's not real. I know it's a projection of the mind. What do? I let it pass. I let it go. I don't care. Feel good. I let it come in. All of those things really started to create this new personality. In order for you to change your life, you got to change your personal reality. You have to become a new person. You have to become a new avatar. You have to become a new character. You have to reinvent from the old self to the new self. And it's really by seeing and targeting what I'm showing you and teaching you. Once you start to do that, the world starts to revolve around you now, because you're embodying what you're vibrating. You're always going to get what you vibrate. That's the law of physics. It can't work any other way. You're always going to get what you feel most passionate about, whether good or bad, people. You will 100% get it, man. Because that's how the law is set up. That's how this stuff is created, man. Someone says, I reinvented my life and my lifestyle is much better. Yes, it's easy to reinvent yourself. Because it's a character, it's a role you're playing. There's nothing is stuck. You have to, yes, you have to assert what you want, then relax into it, and then just go on and it comes to you. It happens, it doesn't, something else better comes in. And then you'll make greater progress, you'll change your whole life, and everything comes to you, through you. The laws of quantum physics, laws of subconscious mind shows us that our world, scientists have now made it clear that we don't live in physical world. There is no material world now. We know that now. Scientists, physicists, they've all come to the same conclusion that our world is basically immaterial. In other words, in layman's terms, we live in a simulated holographic world, projections through our minds and our consciousness. All of this around us is like a movie or a video game. It's rendering as we go along based on our perception, based on our beliefs, based on our patterns, based on our expectation, based on our passion. It all comes in and renders as a physical object or reality. But we know now that that is just an illusion, a very sophisticated trickery of the neuron synaptic pruning part of our brain. Our brains do a great job of making this stuff look real to you and I. Voila. Those are the secret sauce to changing your life. Once I learned that, I started to apply that, and then I started to see the physical world literally change in front of my eyes. It literally does, night and day change. You can visualize, you can feel, you can write, you can talk, you get it. Everything is a cycle, a circle, a repetition, a causality, a cause and effect. Comes back, comes through you, to you, around you, in you. Next thing is, there is no outside, there's only inside. Inside is outside. Outside is a facade, it's a shadow. Inside is a true world. Inside of you is your world. The universe is inside of you. Time and space is inside of you. There's no time or space. It's an illusion. Time and space is not a fundamental rule in physics. They don't know this yet, but I can guarantee the next 50 years they'll see this is true, that the only thing that creates time and space is consciousness, awareness. Without an awareness, you can't have space or time. So when you go outside, look up at the sky, you see what time it is, all that's actually internal part of you. When you look at your telescope and look at the universe and you see all this stuff in time and space is not a fundamental part of the universe. Without an awareness, without you being here, there's no time or space. Now you're here, time or space is in you. So that means if there's no time and space, manifestation can be instantaneous. Instantaneous meaning that you can get it in a particular, what we call the divine timing. The reason you don't get things instantaneous or manifested is because of number one factor. It's called your conscious intellectual mind, the ego mind. Within the ego mind, it has filters, it has judges. It tells you, it observes, and it creates resistance because it creates linearity called psychological time. The psychological time now prevents you from being in the present moment from the instantaneous time. Also, it creates a block now because your logical mind uses systems that were taught in your 3D world. Certain sciences, certain principles. You cannot see beyond the etheric or the spiritual, the non-physical. So your mind derives this thing. If I can't see it, I don't believe it. When I see it, I believe it. That doesn't work like that. Now it's when you believe it, you shall see it. That's how this stuff works. So now if time or space doesn't exist and it's inside of you, you create time and space, it means you're very powerful. You got to be very eternal. If you're very eternal, then you can get a lot of stuff you want or desire easily and effortlessly. All you have to do is believe in yourself, bind to yourself, brainwash yourself, see yourself having it, rinse and repeat. It comes to you, and voila, that's the mastery of the game. Did you get all of that? How can you get out of debt? What does getting out of debt look like to you? That's how you can get out of debt. Anything you want or desire, what does the end roll look like to you? What does it feel like for you? That will take you into that new vibration, that new reality. If you're in debt, you're focusing on debt. You're going to get more debt. If you want to get out of debt, what does debt look like being out of it? Then you'll become out of debt. You weren't taught or conditioned to do that. You were taught and conditioned to focus on the problem, on the issue, and fix it. It's backwards. It cannot work like that. The universe works with what you focus on, you get to your unconscious. So if you realize, okay, how do I get out of debt? What's the answer? I got to find a way to make more money. If I make more money, I can get out of debt. So why don't you focus on that? What would it look like to make more money? What would it look like to have more finances? What would it look like to do this? Then you become debt free. Alright? Alright guys, so that's the time I have for today. We'll catch you again.